GTA 6 might be the game that finally breaks the $70 wall for good. And the uncomfortable part is, Take-Two knows most people will still pay. That is the part nobody wants to say too loudly. Take-Two still has not officially announced the price for Grand Theft Auto 6, but CEO Strauss Zelnick recently talked about the company's pricing philosophy. And depending on how cynical you are, his comments either sound completely reasonable or like a warning siren wrapped in executive language. He said Take-Two's job is to charge customers way less than the value of the game they are delivering. Now, on paper, I understand what he means. If GTA 6 gives players hundreds of hours, a massive single-player campaign, years of online content, and becomes the game people play for the next decade, then yes, the value argument is there. But let's not pretend this does not make your wallet flinch a little. When a CEO starts talking about how much value a game has before revealing the price, gamers hear that and immediately start checking their bank account like, okay, how much emotional damage are we talking here? And that is the real concern. This is GTA 6. This is not some random game fighting for attention in a crowded release window. This is probably the most anticipated game in the history of the medium. Take-Two knows that. Rockstar knows that. Every publisher in the industry knows that. So the question is not, can they charge more? Of course they can. The question is, how far are they willing to push it? Right now, the obvious guess is $80 for the standard edition. That feels like the number the industry has been circling like a shark around a boat. Nintendo already pushed Mario Kart World to $80. Microsoft tried to push The Outer Worlds 2 there before walking it back. And you can tell every major publisher is watching very closely to see who gets away with it first. And GTA 6 is the perfect battering ram. That is what makes this so important. If GTA 6 launches at $80 and sells like oxygen, that becomes the new ceiling instantly. Then Call of Duty looks at it. Then Assassin's Creed looks at it. Then Wolverine looks at it. Then every major publisher starts saying the same thing. Well, GTA did it, and that is how these things work. One company kicks the door open, then everyone else walks through pretending it was always normal. The annoying part is, GTA 6 is probably the one game that can actually justify it. That is what makes the conversation so messy. If Rockstar delivers a massive, polished, insane open-world game that people play for years, a lot of players will complain, roll their eyes, and still say, fine, take the extra 10. And Take-Two knows that too. That is the scary part. Because once the industry sees that players will accept $80 for the biggest game in the world, they will try to apply that same logic to games that absolutely do not have GTA's scale, polish, cultural weight, or long-term value. That is where the problem begins. GTA 6 at $80 is one conversation. Every random AAA release pretending it deserves the same price is another. It is like seeing a luxury steakhouse charge more because the food is actually incredible. Then the gas station sandwich down the road also raises its price because technically it is food too. That is how stupid this could get. And then we have the deluxe edition problem. Because let's be real, $80 may only be the beginning. The real money is probably in special editions, premium editions, digital bonuses, online currency, and the thing I am genuinely worried about, early access. If there is one game that could charge extra for 3 or 5 days of early access and get away with it, it is GTA 6. Imagine the pressure. The entire internet is talking about it. Clips are everywhere. Spoilers are spreading. People are calling in sick. Your friends are already playing. And then Rockstar says, pay more and you can start early. Millions of people would do it. Not because they love the practice, but because the fear of missing out would be nuclear. And that is the ugliest part of modern game pricing. It is not always about whether the product has value. Sometimes it is about pressure, social pressure, spoiler pressure, internet pressure, the feeling that if you wait, the whole world moves on without you. That is where early access stops feeling like a bonus and starts feeling like a toll booth. Strauss Zelnick also made the classic argument that games have actually gotten cheaper over time when adjusted for inflation. Technically, that argument has some truth to it. Games stayed at $60 for a long time, then moved to $70, while development costs, salaries, marketing budgets, and production expectations all exploded. But here is where regular people start rolling their eyes. Because players are not living inside an investor slide deck. They are living in the real world, where everything is more expensive. Consoles cost more, controllers cost more, subscriptions cost more, groceries cost more, rent costs more, electricity costs more, and now games want to cost more too. So when a millionaire CEO says, actually, games are cheaper than they used to be, it may be technically true in a spreadsheet sense, but emotionally, it lands like someone stepping on your foot and explaining the physics of pressure. People are tired. That is the missing context in these pricing conversations. Yes, games are expensive to make, Yes, GTA 6 is probably absurdly expensive. Yes, Rockstar may deliver more value than almost anyone else. But consumers are also getting squeezed from every direction. So even when the price increase makes business sense, that does not mean people are going to feel good about it. And that is exactly what Zelnick is talking about without saying it directly. He wants people to feel like the price was fair for what they got. That is the whole game. If GTA 6 launches at $80 and players feel like they received one of the biggest, deepest, most polished open worlds ever made, most of the outrage will burn out quickly. People will complain on Twitter, buy it anyway, disappear into Vice City for 200 hours, and then call it worth it. But if the game launches rough, or if the $80 standard edition is paired with aggressive monetization, expensive early access, and a GTA Online economy that feels designed by a casino accountant, that conversation changes very fast.
Part of what you've been able to do, too, is raise prices. Even though consumers are a little more cautious about things, what have you seen in terms of your ability to connect with people and to have price increases?
Well, on a real basis, of course, we've been lowering prices for a long time because we haven't even kept up with inflation, not even close, over the past 20 years. And we offer this extraordinary amount of entertainment because people will play an individual game for 30, 50, 100 hours or more. So people price their entertainment on basically price per hour and terminal value of owning the item if they own it. And we think the price per hour is very modest in consumers' mind, and they get a great value.
It feels like the entire gaming industry is standing still for a moment, waiting to see what happens next. Developers are watching, publishers are watching, and players are watching. The question hanging over everything is simple. What is the next generation of open-world games supposed to look like? That sounds dramatic, but it is true. Rockstar Games has carried that kind of weight before. Grand Theft Auto 5 changed expectations for open worlds, scale, and commercial success. Red Dead Redemption 2 raised the bar again with immersion, animation, and world simulation. Now, Grand Theft Auto 6 arrives after more than a decade of waiting, and the expectations around it are almost absurd. People keep throwing around budget estimates in the billions. Maybe it is 2 billion. Maybe it is closer to 3 by the time marketing, support, and years of development are fully counted. Whether those exact numbers are accurate almost does not matter. You can already see the scale of investment in the footage. You see it in the tiny details. Sand sticks to skin. Clothing folds and moves naturally. Crowds feel dense and alive. Cars reflect the world around them. Water reacts with weight and motion. Traffic looks layered instead of scripted. Beaches feel busy. Interiors look richer. Lighting feels more natural. Even the dirt, sweat, and clutter in the world carry a level of attention that most studios reserve for cutscenes. That is why Rockstar has the reputation it does. Many studios can make a beautiful trailer. Many studios can present a carefully edited slice of gameplay that looks impressive for a few minutes. Rockstar tends to create trailers that people analyze frame by frame for months, because the smallest background details often reveal real systems at work. The internet does not pause Rockstar footage just to admire graphics. People pause it because they expect to find something hidden in every corner. That is not normal, and that is exactly why the hype feels different. Even the first GTA 6 trailer had details that many games would never bother simulating. Animals moved through the world naturally. Crowds behaved like crowds instead of random mannequins. The environment felt active. Then the second trailer arrived, and the conversation expanded. People noticed cloth physics, body movement systems, realistic mirror reflections, light passing through glass, beer foam, leaves gathering near curbs, dirt building up on vehicles, police lights bouncing off nearby surfaces, and water reacting properly when vehicles moved through it. People also talked endlessly about the jiggle physics. That became a joke online, but even that silly conversation points to something real. Former Rockstar animator Mike York explained that systems like bone-based physics inside character rigs can make body movement react more naturally. It sounds funny on the surface, but the real takeaway is that Rockstar appears to be simulating an enormous number of things at once. This is not only about visual fidelity, it is about physical believability. That is the difference many players feel even when they cannot immediately explain it. Other studios can build large maps, dense checklists, or visually impressive cities. Rockstar often builds worlds where small details combine into something that feels alive. It feels less like standing inside a level and more like stepping into a place with its own momentum. That matters even more because GTA 6 is arriving after a strange era for game marketing. A lot of players saw the trailers and instantly said the same thing. It looks too good. It must be fake. It has to be a vertical slice. That reaction is understandable. Players have been trained to be skeptical. Too many games have looked incredible in early footage and launched in rougher shape than expected. But Rockstar's history is different. Early versions of GTA 5 changed changed before release. Early versions of Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2 looked different too. Rockstar has a pattern of showing real in-game footage early, then continuing to refine and improve it over time. Ironically, that means GTA 6 may end up looking better at launch rather than worse. That is rare in the current market. A major reason for that is the technology behind it. Former Rockstar audio engineer Rob Carr said he would be surprised if Rockstar had not heavily rebuilt the Rage engine for GTA 6, because the gap between GTA 5 technology and today's hardware is enormous. He is right. GTA 5 was originally built for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. That generation belongs to another era. GTA 6 is not simply GTA 5 with sharper textures and better shadows. This is Rockstar building a modern GTA specifically for current hardware after using Red Dead Redemption 2 as a bridge between generations. That opens the door to major improvements across the board. Better lighting, denser crowds, faster loading, smarter NPC behavior, richer interiors, stronger weather systems, more advanced vehicle damage, better textures, and larger simulation layers all become possible when the hardware ceiling is dramatically higher. One of the biggest areas people are watching is performance. Digital Foundry has already pointed out the extraordinary detail level, while also being cautious about 60 frames per second expectations. That caution is fair. A world this dense asks a lot from hardware. Running it at 60 frames per second on base consoles would be a serious technical challenge. At the same time, rumors continue around a stronger performance mode on PlayStation 5 Pro. People debate that constantly, but it would not shock me at all if Rockstar found a way to deliver something meaningful there. Red Dead Redemption 2 launched in a more polished state than many modern AAA games manage today. Rockstar is one of the few studios where elite optimization does not sound like wishful thinking. I am not saying every platform is guaranteed 60 FPS. I am saying a strong PS5 Pro mode feels entirely possible. If that happens, the PS5 Pro immediately becomes the machine many people associate with GTA 6. The technology discussion goes even deeper when you look at older reports about possible Rage engine upgrades. Features mentioned over time included physically simulated water, stronger deformation systems, improved day and night transitions, volumetric clouds, richer police behavior, and smarter NPC reactions. A lot of what we have seen so far seems to line up with that direction. Water, especially, looks like a major focus. That makes perfect sense in a Vice City-inspired setting filled with beaches, swamps, coastlines, boats, storms, and likely underwater activity. Water cannot simply be decorative in a world like that. It needs to feel dynamic. It needs to respond to weather, movement, speed, and geography. Based on the trailers, Rockstar clearly understands that. Vehicle damage is another area fans have watched closely for years. Many players felt Grand Theft Auto 4 had more satisfying car damage than GTA 5. GTA 6 looks ready to answer that criticism with more detailed car bodies, stronger crash deformation, and possibly deeper vehicle tuning systems. I do not expect full simulation racing mechanics, because GTA still needs to feel fun and chaotic. But if customization affects handling in rain, mud, off-road terrain, or highway speeds, that adds another layer of depth players can sink time into for months. Weather also seems ready for a leap forward. Wind affecting vegetation, rain changing road feel, darker nights, stronger sunsets, rougher water at the beach, and a more reactive atmosphere could make the world feel dramatically more dynamic than GTA 5 ever did. Then there is loading, which sounds boring until you experience the difference. In GTA 5, switching between Michael, Franklin, and Trevor was impressive, but it still briefly reminded you that systems were loading in the background. You zoomed out, crossed the map, and then resumed control. In leaked GTA 6 footage, switching between Jason Duval and Lucia Caminos looked far faster. If that holds true in the final game, it will make the world feel far more seamless. Then there is AI, and not the buzzword version people argue about online. What matters here is NPC behavior, police logic, dynamic reactions, crowd awareness, and how the world responds to the player. Rockstar has long been strong in this area. Red Dead Redemption 2 already had NPCs who reacted believably to tone, violence, weather, reputation, and events around them. GTA 6 could push that much further. One detail matters, especially in a modern setting: phones. You cannot parody modern America without people recording everything. Crashes, fights, police chases, strange public behavior, influencers chasing attention, random chaos at gas stations, all of it. If GTA 6 captures that properly, it will feel sharply current in a way only GTA can. There have also been discussions around more advanced advanced interiors, where buildings reflect wealth, style, cleanliness, and different social spaces, instead of repeating the same layouts endlessly. If Rockstar scales that well across the map, the city could feel far more believable than most open worlds. Then there is the business giant waiting behind the single-player release: online. Reports suggest GTA 6 Online will come later, which makes sense. Rockstar likely wants players focused on the story first. Long-term, though, online is where the platform side of the business becomes enormous. There have been reports that Rockstar is studying ecosystems like Roblox and Fortnite, where user-generated content, events, roleplay, and creator tools keep players engaged for years. That suggests Rockstar wants more than another multiplayer mode. They may want a platform people live inside. That opportunity is massive. The concern, of course, is monetization. GTA Online eventually became known for inflation, grind loops, shark cards, and escalating absurdity. The dream for GTA 6 Online is a more grounded, better-designed version of that formula. The fear is simply a more expensive version with nicer graphics. But before any of that, we get the single-player experience, and that is still the most exciting part. Developers themselves are watching closely. Reports from Famitsu said creators from studios like Atlas, Square Enix, Sega, SNK, and Level 5 have named GTA 6 as one of their most anticipated titles because they expect it to move standards again. That is not fan hype. That is the industry watching one of its most influential studios make its next move. If you enjoyed this video, hey, maybe drop a like. It really helps a lot and tells me you want more. Subscribe for day one gaming leaks and news, and check out these videos you probably missed. Trust me, they're worth it.